Calculation number 11, a convolution theorem. So number 2 is the Laplace transform of integral of sine t minus t cosine t limit of 0 to t. Number 4 is the Laplace transform of integral of t sine t dt limit of 0 to t. So number 6 is the inverse Laplace transform of 1 over s plus 5 times f of s. And number 8 is inverse Laplace transform of 1 over s times s plus 1. And number 10 is the inverse Laplace transform of s plus 1 quantity s squared. So number 2 or number 1 is the Laplace transform of integral of sine t minus t cosine t dt limit of 0 to t. So first is we have to manipulate the trigonometric identity of two angle, which is sine a plus b. Second is we have to distribute the value of f of x and the value of f of t and the g of t. The f of t is sine t minus capital T, and the f of g is the capital T. The next step is we have to perform integration which limit to 0 to a t. Then we have to perform the integration I forgot to remove the integration symbol. And then next step is we have to distribute the value of t and the value of 0. Then we have to remove the 0 value and then the cosine over 2 because they are different sign. We have to perform the Laplace transform of 1/2 t sine t. 1/2 of the Laplace transform of t is 1 over s squared. Number 4 is Laplace transform of integration of t sine t dt limit of 0 to t. So first is we have to perform integration and then distribute the value of t and 0, which is the limit of integration, and then perform the Laplace transform of each given. Laplace transform of t is 1 over s squared times 1 over s over s squared plus 1 plus 1 over s squared plus 1, which is the value of sine t. So I have number 6, inverse Laplace transform of 1 over s plus 5 times f of s. So first we have to separate the 1 over s plus 5 to f of s. And then we have to move out the 5 so that we can balance the equation. And then we have to perform the convolution formula. And then next step is integrate 5, I mean e raised to negative 5t is the value of inverse Laplace transform. The next step here is we have to perform the formula of convolution, which is e raised to negative 5v, convolution of e minus v. So that's the final answer. 8 is the inverse Laplace transform of 1 over s times s plus 1. Then separate the s, 1 over s, and then 1 over s plus 1, so that we can perform the inverse Laplace transform. So we have to perform the derivative, the integral of e raised to negative t v times t minus v to the dv. So we have to derive and then distribute the limit, which is 0 to t. So final answer is e raised to negative t. So 10 is the inverse Laplace transform of 1 over s plus 1 quantity squared. So first we have to separate the 1 over s plus 1 and the 1 over s squared plus 1. So we have to perform the inverse Laplace transform of each given, which is e. Then we have to integrate the e raised to negative t sine t dt, limit of 0 to t. Then we have to perform the convolution formula. And then next is we have to integrate to the limit of 0 to t. And then the value is 1/2 ev sine v minus cosine v. There's a value in integration to the limit of 0 to t. Then distribute the 0 and the t of limit et sine t minus cosine t minus e raised to 0 sine 0 minus cosine 0. Then we can have the final answer of 1/2 over 1/2 sine t minus cosine t plus e raised to negative t. So we have learnings. First is we have to familiarize the convolution formula. And then next is we have to familiarize also the integration, so that we can perform the integration in convolution theorem, Laplace transform. And then next is we have to familiarize the Laplace transform, which is tabular method, which is very important, and also the inverse Laplace transform in addition to that in tabular method. Also, we have to review the trigonometric identity, so that we can manipulate the trigonometric identity, which most important is the angle of the identity of two angle in trigonometry.